Kelsey Mitchell officially in Indiana Fever for the next season. I think that's important to keep in mind. She signed her 1 year super max deal. Look, I think this is a positive. You know, every everyone nowadays, like you say one negative thing and oh, you hate this person and you're such a hater and all that. Come on, you all have heard me, or most of you have heard me say a lot of great things about Kelsey Mitchell. I said I think she's the best shooting guard in the WNBA, and this year or last year she made all team WNBA. Well deserved. I have some concerns, but a lot of them stem more from Stephanie White and how she is using Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark versus whether or not Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark can play well together. Again, I go back to this all the time. Man, I really feel bad for Christy Size now because I look at peak fever as in terms of the way they should be playing, the system, the style, whatever you want to call it, post Olympic break 2024. That Kelsey Mitchell, right? Go back and look at the numbers, y'all. Go back and look at the video. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark were lighting up the WNBA, lighting up all comers that second part of the season. It was phenomenal. They both averaged around, I don't know, like 20 points a game. I mean, it was a lot of fun to watch. That was a fantastic bit of basketball watching that team and watching those two players play together. So this is good. I think also what's interesting, and this bodes for changes coming, 1 year supermax contract. Next year, Aaliyah Boston is eligible for a supermax. Caitlin Clark will be eligible for a max. I don't know if she's going to take it. I don't know if Aaliyah Boston is working on renegotiating now to get a max. So I think if she does, she has to sign a multi-year deal. I don't know if she'll choose to do that or she'll just play through the season and then sign. She'll get cored and sign a 1 year super max. But either way, next year is going to be tougher to keep all three together, especially if, and I don't know if Caitlin will do it either, but if she does decide to go for the max, especially if you're going to, all three of them are players that are going to earn 1 million plus and you have to build a roster around her. So that being said, this should be an all in win now, win this season Indiana Fever team. You're signing, you have Aaliyah Boston coming with a raise, big raise. Caitlin Clark coming with a big raise. Kelsey Mitchell cannot be cored again. This has to be an all-in situation, and that is both thrilling as a fan, but it worries me because if I am rooting for my Eagles, I'm thrilled. I'm all in because I know my general manager. It's no guarantee of a win, but I know we're going to go do whatever it takes to that we need to do, whatever we need to get done. We, that's how fans talk, right? To make that happen. I am not there with Amber Kelly Metheny. I am not there with them. It has been radio silence. I get they can, and I said it in another video, they could be behind the scenes making things happen. I get that. But, and also I want to point out, just so you know, I'm not doing videos on every signing. I'll do videos on big ones and big signings, especially for the Fever and maybe ones that impact the entire league. But there were a lot of signings today, and a number of multi-year signings. I think Naz Hillman went to Atlanta, signed a 3-year deal. Um, I'm blanking now. Marina Mabry and was it Sykes? No, I don't think it was Sykes. I can't remember now. But another good guard. Both signed 2-year deals with Toronto Tempo. So there've been another. I'm not going to do videos on all of those. You don't want that. I don't want that. Maybe one video at a time to go. Sometimes to go through a lot of them. But anyway, this is a big signing, obviously, in terms of the Fever going forward. And that had me thinking, what would I love to see from this front office? And really, I just want to see them try and make it happen, right? You ultimately can't sign people who don't want to be signed. But I was thinking a lot about it and thinking about, one thing I want to point out first, because I think this is kind of wild and too and important for it is for Kelsey Mitchell, which what she's done and sticking around with the Fever. She earned 1.12 million in her 8 seasons, because I remember half of her time in the league was on a rookie contract, right? So she wasn't earning that 249 she got last year every season. Her contract for this season, 1.4 million, almost 300 grand more than her combined earnings. Hopefully that makes her happy. It should make her happy. But that got me thinking about, and I think I have it here because I posted it recently. Is my fever roster, and somebody asked me, okay, here's your wish list, what do you think is possible? No, this is not my wish list. This is, now look, there are things that impact it, obviously, again, with the contracts and this and that. I don't know exactly what everyone's getting paid. I don't know what Lexi Hull is going to want, or Sophie Cunningham, but this to me is a feasible yet title winning roster with pieces that fit correctly. Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, bringing back Lexi Hull. Michaela Timpson is under contract, and she's one of those that, a lower end contract. Sophie Cunningham, again, if the price isn't too high. Dana Evans, you heard, I did a video on that. She's a great backup point guard. Now there's also Gabrielle. Oh man, just blanked on her last name. The UCLA player going in the draft. If she drops to the Indiana Fever, that would be a great draft pick for the Indiana Fever, and at a good price, obviously. Alana Smith, still not signed. I think that would be a fantastic signing for them. Azora Stevens, y'all saw I just did a video on her. Bree Turner, here's another example of me being fair. I am not a Bree Turner fan, man. I am not a Bree Turner fan. I think, again, she's too much old card WNBA, hardcore activist, more so than basketball player. But I didn't get any vibe that there was a problem or issues with her and Caitlin Clark. So if she's all in on being okay, being a Fever in terms of that, and not having issues with the fans and tweeting out nasty stuff about Fever fans and all that, she showed at the end of the season, when she started getting some minutes, that she can D up, and that is important. So now you've got Alana Smith being able to D up. You got Bree Turner who can play underneath and D up, right? Damiris Dantas already signed, another big who can shoot the three. And then the draft pick, which I mentioned, Gabrielle in that case. And what I didn't put on here that I also want to talk about is just some other possibilities, again, that are fitting. Can't get Dana Evans? Go get Aerial Powers. I know she's not a pure point guard the way Dana Evans is, but with the flexibility of this roster, that will work out just fine. Monique Billings, would love to have her. I didn't think it was quite as possible as some of these players on here that I have already, but absolutely would love it. I mean, she was in the Olympic camp. She played with Caitlin Clark. They seem to get along really, really well. So those are some other options too in terms of what I would love to see for the Indiana Fever. I mean, I think that is, I got to tell you, I mean, I think this is a title-winning roster. And if you substituted those players, I said, right, put in Aerial Powers instead, put in, well, Monique Billings could even be an upgrade, right? Can we get some of that? Can we get some of that Indiana Fever? What I don't want to see is running it back from last year. That was a special run where everything worked correctly. Everything went the Fever's way. The right signings, again, all players that I said they should have signed before. That is not going to be happening. I already see a lot of people like, oh, if they're running it back, it's because they can put all the blame on Caitlin Clark if they don't go as far. But I mean, we may lose Lexi Hull or Sophie Cunningham, some slight changes, but come on. Dana Evans, Alana Smith, Azora Stevens, Monique Billings, Aerial Powers. Those five, you got to get at least two of those players. You've got to get at least two of those players. Now, if we could guarantee, man, I'm killing myself here. Oh, I probably just got demonetized on YouTube for saying that. YouTube, I was an expression of speech. I'm blanking on the UCLA guard. But if you could guarantee me she's going to fall in the draft to the Fever and that they would take her, then I'd say, all right, well, we don't need to go pursue Dana Evans. But anyway, congratulations to Kelsey Mitchell. I think it is well deserved, and it just got me thinking about the roster they could put together that'd be a championship roster. Would love to hear news from the Indiana Fever because we're hearing news from every single other team in the league. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Shout out to the 19. Go have the day you deserve, y'all. I will talk to you